Coding your own game.
Hi, this is J&M again with the next part of the... In this part I want to show you how to implement the drop logic. Don't have a drop destination. And this destination could be an action bar, which is a fast access for items. And we will implement this right now. It is quite similar to the inventory. It is also a UI widget. And it contains these inventory items. What we also have here is an item drag-drop operation. This is derived from drag-drop, added as a variable to this item drag-drop. Let's add it as a variable to this item drag-drop operation type. I call this pickup, and the type will be a pickup actor. I set this to exposable on spawn so that we can see it in our blueprint. The pickup, it's a pickup actor. And what I want to do now is I want to set the pickup actor of the dragged item to this item drag drop operation pickup, because we need this later on when we drop the item onto the destination. But I will come to this in a moment. What I want to do now is to create this destination, the action bar. And as I said, this is also a widget blueprint. So I add it and call this action bar. Then open this and remove this canvas panel, we don't need it. What we need is a size box, like we have it for the inventory. And into this size box we're going to add a grid panel. Okay, then I override the width and the height. I set the width to 500 and let's try 150 for how this will look like when the game is started. And then I drag a grid panel into this size box. And I'm going to add 5. I will speed this up because it's always the same process. Add the item, rename it and move it to the next column. Okay, great, now we have an action bar with 5 inventory items. And what's next? Let's go. Then compile. And then I will add this action bar to our HUD. Where's the HUD? Here it is, UI HUD. And then I find my action bar and drag it here into this canvas. Okay, here it is. Then I will anchor this to the bottom. Okay, this looks fine. Now we can test the UI when we start the game. The drop operation, because we can't drop, we need to know which item is dropped onto this action bar. So how can we do this? Well, it's actually to the tutorial for Unreal Engine 4 using C++ and blueprints. Guys, this is J&M with the next part of the Unreal Engine. We stopped here where we could display the inventory and the picked up items with an image and a text. Now to start a drag and drop operation here of one inventory item, select the button and search for click, and you have to set the click method to For this button here of one inventory item, select the button, the drop logic of items from the inventory to a go. This is where we stopped the last time, the Unreal Engine 4 inventory tutorial, and in a drag and drop operation, you have to select the button and search for click, and
When I got to college, I didn't study computer science because I kind of...
Hello guys, here is the next Unreal Engine 4 tutorial for the inventory, and today I want to show the items in the UI, in the UMG panel. And this tutorial will cover one item of the inventory. Currently it consists of a button and an image. And what I want to do is I want to show an image of the pickup that the player collected. So let's start by changing the structure of the inventory of UI items. So the first one is the button, and when I drag a text now into the vertical box, it is displayed below this button. Hi guys, in this video I want to explain how to learn game development. I want to share my experience with you on how to start developing games as an indie game developer. And you ask yourself, what is needed to create my own video game? So let's get started. The first point is passion. If you decided to become a game developer, you have a certain motivation to do this. If the motivation is that you could be a rich guy when developing a top game or session, being a good game developer means to move. This leads to the next point. You should know which games you like and which game you like to create. This includes which kind of game it should be. Is it an FPS top? Should it be platform independent? Would it be a 3D game or 2D game, and so on and so forth. These things are called the requirements of the game. Okay, and now you ask, what is a game engine? Let me explain this as simple as possible. A game engine is your development environment for creating your game. Control your animations, matches your requirements. Don't use it because somebody said, oh, this engine is so cool, this engine is the best. Know your requirements and the possibilities of the engine and double check if these conform to your needs. You have to know your engine very well and you have to know how it really works. It's like you have to become an expert to this engine with an active community and a really good documentation. Absolutely important. Environment where your game takes place and where your characters are moving around. It's very important, no matter if you are creating a 2D or 3D game, to be in and texturing your landscapes, drag models into your scene, set up the lighting and effects and all this stuff. The next part is creating models and animations. When developing a 3D game, you would definitely like to create your own characters. This is where game characters and other models. I have to say the learning curve is really high, because when using Blender the first time you will have a feeling like this is unusable, nothing. Learning curve is like that here. But as soon as you reach this area here where the red circle is, you will become and stay a Blender. You can use it for free. And here's my favorite section, programming. Well, I'm a programmer for almost 20 years now. So of course I have the opinion that learning how to code is of major importance for game development. Some guys told me that they don't like the syntax of programming languages, or they tell me that they love developing games but they hate coding. In my opinion, the programming part is a core to developing a game, okay? It's just essential to implement game logic. Of course, there are great tools in the engine, also coding. To me, it's just a different representation. So to sum it up, learn how to code till coding can be real fun. And here's a really important point. It's obvious and a common principle that practicing makes the game you actually would like to create. Here's an example. Let's say you want to develop a 3D horror FPS game, okay? You love this kind of games. And then you could start to create a small terrain in your engine. Then you create the FPS player and walk around in your world. Looks great, cool. Then the next task will occur automatically. How about adding textures to your terrain? How about adding trees? And scene is too bright for a horror game. And you need to get into the topic on how to use lighting. And then you recognize that you're alone in this world. So how about read developer forums, the documentation of your engine, books, and try to get in touch with other developers. This is crucial. And here's my last point. It's called never give up. Being a game developer is not a big party or a picnic. You have some moments when you think, I don't understand this is too complicated for me, I will never get it. No, away with these thoughts, okay? Don't give up, it's worth it, and you can and you will do it. And keep in mind that there are people around that can help you, and step by step you will become an expert to topics like 3D animations, virtual effects, sculpting, modeling, artificial. Okay guys, these were my advices for learning how to develop your own games. If you liked the video and the channel, then please subscribe to not miss a future tutorial, and if you think this channel is useful, then please think about supporting me on my Patreon. Thanks for watching and see you soon. Hi guys, this is J&M with the next part of I will talk about starting a drag and drop operation. We stopped here where we could display the inventory and the picked up.
Software channel is where you will find video
Games, and today we're going to be continuing on and on, as well as adding some more interactions with things like weapons and food and more kind of RPG elements. So here's a quick look at what we'll pick up: weapons, right? And then you can open your inventory, right? And you can click them to eat them and use them. You'll be able to kind of equip weapons and kind of do stuff like that. And then, of course, we'll look at more sort of armor stuff later and to look forward to. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to do is go into our UI folder, okay? And we're going to create some UI elements that will be act as our inventory. So let's right click, go to user interface, and create a widget blueprint. We'll call this UI underscore inventory. Oops. Then we'll also create another one that we'll call UI underscore in. We'll come back to those in a little bit. Next, let's go into our interactables folder. Okay, and first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on our base interactable, and we're going to
Back up! Nathan! Dude, Nathan, are you deaf? Nathan, are you deaf? Nathan! Oh, no. Nathan, are you...
Okay. I want to do that monkey thing first, though, Olivia, so... Oh, so sorry. Sorry.
Careful.
Lamp and complete the module. Calibration module complete.
Copy that. Yes, Jack?
When we disrupt might buy us a little more time to operate.
If you could not pantomime masturbating and then throwing the semen onto me, I would very much appreciate that. Disgusting.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That was beautiful.
What's that called? Like, weigh nothing.
They're just like paper mache.
They literally are. It's so funny to be able to toss stuff like this that weighs nothing.
Realism, my guy.
Yeah, I don't know if VR can simulate weight and physics.
Not yet.
No, not yet. Maybe tomorrow. Give it 20 minutes.
Instead of it just flying like it's made of paper.
I will not ask you again. Listen, drive closer, and when I say scan, you will scan it.
Aye, Captain.
Thank you. Now, I'll fucking bop you. Do you understand? Boys, you see this fist, boys? Look at me. Look at me. I'll fucking...
Where does that go?
Fucking
Where does it go?
Orphanage has VR. That's a high-class orphanage.
There's no niggers there, you know?
Oh, dude, get the fuck. How do I get out of this, dude? Get the fuck.
What?
Dude, get the fuck away from me, dude.
Where'd you go?
Dude, go fuck yourself. Get me out of here.
No.
Try
KFC,
shut up.
nigger.
Fuck. Do I even have bullets? No. Okay, I'm bailing. Run! I have another clip. Yes, it's spinning around. Give me my fucking clip! I'll be asking. Oh, there we go.
You can't kill yourself in
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
No!
The vessel's communications to pull recent logs, so do a thing.
Already done.
Man, good.
You alright over there?
Enjoy yourself? I don't think that's all.
That's insane.
It has
Wow.
Whoa! Whoa! I'm sorry! What was that? Oh my god! I'm sorry! Whoa! What the heck? Did you see that? Oh my god! Steven, you still with us? You hanging in there? Oh, he fell! Stephen Hawking up! Oh, there he is. He's okay.
What do you want to do with your life?
I think we already know
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt! You make me sick!
Don't trust her. She's got a gun. Nope. 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 I know. I know. I know. No. No. She's not harmless. She has a gun.
Look, the gun says
No. No. Don't. No. Don't do it. No. Oh, shit!
10,243. 10,240.
Who's counting?
I think he's going men's.
Who's the counting?
The idea.
6.
Yeah.
This guy?
7. 10,251. 10,252. 10,253. 10,254.
Oh!
I don't know.
I see. Oh, hit him! Hit him! Get him! Oh! CQC Dan took him out! He's the champion. Whoa! 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 It was.
I guess.
Jeez. Doing? Stay back. Stay back. We're at 18,000 now?
18,028.
You were at 10,000.
18,029. 18,000.
30.
30. 18,031.
How did you do that? Wait. Did you just shake? That's crazy.
What?
That's insane. Wow. That's insane. Okay. That's VR is now blowing my mind. Yeah! Oh, that's awesome. The bootleg John Cena. That's awesome. What the heck? This is... You want sauce? What? I don't have any sausage. You're welcome. Oh, she's very polite, creeping me out. I feel like we're gonna put a stop to this guy. We gotta somehow end this guy. He has been here literally like 3 hours ago, counting. He was at 10,000, and now 314, 18,315.
The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you.
Smoke it. Oh, how does that feel? Can you pass it? Can I have some too? Oh, nice. Nice. Oh, yeah, this is the good stuff, man. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, coming.
Only you.
Okay.
All right.
60, 70, something around there.
You got to stay up here.
Where's he take? Guys, where's he taking me? Guys, where's he taking me?
Just go.
It's gonna be safe.
Fucking fall.
Clench your butt cheek.
No, just
I'm coming. Where am I going? What?
pickle on the nipple.
What? Is this what you brought me here for? Pickle on the nickel. I don't know what he was saying. Nipple. Whatever it was. No more. No more.
Pickle on the nipple.
Whoa, dude! Oh my god, that scared the crap out of me.
They got you.
Yeah, wave 37 times.
Look.
Oh my god.
I am mercy.
Heroes never die.
Jerry.
For a price.
For a price.
Oh, that's awesome.
My eyes. Just keep staring into my eyes.
Alright.
Don't look down, whatever you do.
I'm not. I'm not. What are you doing? You're like shoveling.
Nothing.
What are you shoveling?
Don't worry about it. Nothing.
What, are you taking money from me?
Somehow getting people off stage.
Did you take my money? What did you take? What did you take? Oh, please. Give me one second.
Just one.
Oh my god, thank you.
One.
Alright, just one, thank you.
Of all the sausage you've eaten.
Absorb it into your muscle mass.
Very meaty.
Wait. I have
Very meat.
What?
What?
What? What made you do that? What made you do that?
He's back.
This is my army. This is my army.
The knight orders
This
thee.
is my army. No, stop doing that.
Part of the great.
Okay, sir, put your hand in the air and get on your knees.
Alright. Make sure this is all.
Hand in the air and knees on the floor.
Alright. Come on! I just put my headset on! Holy crap! You're
Hands
joking
in the air
me!
on your knees.
Oh my god. Jeez, that scared the crap. I just put my headset on. You were really waiting there? Really? Seriously?
Yeah, we were waiting there for
Holy crap!
Series, and we're going to be starting our setup for the inventory system, as well as adding some more interactions with things like weapons and food, and more kind of RPG elements. Interactables folder. Okay, and first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on our base interactable, and we're going to right click and create a child blueprint class. Thing we're going to do is we're going to click on our base interactable, and we're going to right click and create a child blueprint class interactable, so it'll have all the same functionality as the base interactable, but now we can add further functionality that will be specific to itself. Okay.
Hello, this is Caleb from Red Tree Studios, and today we will be making a very simple inventory system similar to the one used in our game Tank Defense to version 4.13.1, but you're welcome to use any version you want. Once you have it up, we are going to want to go over to New Project, and let's just pick a simple, and for this, we're not going to be doing any C++, so let's just stay in Blueprints, and let's name it Inventory System _ system. and let's create project. Once your project's open, we're going to want to go down to the left, and just to help organize, I like to hit this show or hide the sources panel on the bottom left, which helps you, it lets you have a little bit more organization, and you can see your files a little bit better. So let's just click on content, and then game mode, which is under third person BP and blueprint. Default panel, let's change it from possessing that. We just go ahead and delete the thing that's currently in the world, and hit play. So you'll know we can't do anything, but if we hit I, you can open up your image, and then we'll show the, oops, sorry about that. I know it was kind of hard, there wasn't really much of a change between items. In our inventory series, we are going to make it where you can actually select items in our current inventory. So if we head back over to our inventory tab, we can see that on our last part, and it wants a class. Actually, just go ahead and delete this for now. We'll come back in a second. So, somewhere in your project, doesn't matter where, just right click. We're going to want to create a new blueprint, call it actor, well, not call it actor, but an actor type blueprint. And we'll call this interact blueprint interface. Just hit, go to our interact function we made. It might be, hold on one second. Okay, so I see the problem here. Whenever I was recreating it, I never set a radius right here. So let's go ahead and set this radius to 100. It might have actually worked for you there. So just go back into the map, play. We can go into our inventory, drop an item, close. So let's go ahead and drop something here. And you'll notice if we walk over here, we're missing that item. So let's go ahead and drop our rusted bronze short sword over here. And you'll notice that we have nothing in our inventory right now. But we can run over here, we can pick up this, and now we have the stick in our inventory. Or we could come over here, left click on this, and we got this iron short sword in our inventory. Adding a save system, so you can actually save the data onto a file, onto your computer, and then you will be able to load it up in a different world. So we can actually go load in
I introduce you to my new tutorial series, which covers the new inventory system, which is based on the PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds inventory system. So here you go with a look at what we will achieve in this series. So I will always take this picture as reference, and we will already open my project browser, and I will take the third person demo project, and I call this PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds inventory. And let's create this.
Hello, I'm Caleb from Red Tree Studios, and today we are going to be creating an RPG style inventory that resembles the inventory in Skyrim. This inventory should be able to do pretty much everything that inventory can, including equipping and this video we're just going to be getting some time to start again. This is a viewer request, and before we start, you can go watch that, and then you should know everything you need to know to watch this, but I'll explain everything pretty well, so even then you might not need to watch that. First I'm just going to show what it does. So I just made a really simple MP, HP, and stamina down whenever you press tab. It brings up the inventory. You can hover over the weapons tab and this will come out, and it just basically, since there's no equipping system right now, it just basically says the name. Right now, if you eat a cheese, it will set your HP to 10%. If you eat an apple, it will set it to full. I believe he's setting up today. So we're going to start a clean project. I'm using Unreal 4.16.2. It shouldn't matter what. Okay, so now that we have it up, we're going to go to New Project. I'll just close this down.
Found it.
Hey guys, it's Jackson here from Titanic Games, and today we're going to look at adding kind of some, item dropping functionality for our inventory and equipment system, because we didn't have that before. So with that, let's get started. First thing we're going to do is let's just refresh ourselves on what we're going to be. So in here we have this enable action bar function, and this drop item function. So both of these we haven't used yet, but we're going to use them now. So let's go ahead and start doing that. So we can close out of everything we don't need, but we do need, the character. Next, we'll go to our UI and open up the UI inventory item, and we'll also
Survival horror game series, and in to date with the series so far, see what we've created and get your project to a point where we are. I advise you go ahead and check out the previous video of the survival horror game series. Also, if you haven't watched the Unreal Engine 4 beginner tutorial series, I also advise you go ahead and check that out so you can easily follow along and understand. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll show you exactly how we can do this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new blueprint class, and as the type I'm just going to make Hey guys, we're going to be continuing on with our inventory system. To a point where we are, I advise you go ahead and check out the previous video of the survival horror game series. Also, if you haven't watched the Unreal Engine 4 beginner tutorial series, I also advise you go ahead and check that out so you can easily follow along and understand. Anyway, so in the previous video, we set up the UI side of our inventory system, and we also created some basic little slots inside of the third person character. Now, what I want to do today is I want to show you how you can actually begin to fill those slots, how to create a pickup item and then add it into a slot in the inventory so that we can actually start displaying it on the screen. So if you take a quick look at my viewport here, you can see I've just got a bunch of empty white boxes in my inventory bar at the bottom. Hey guys, Virtus here and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be creating a whole new series. We're going to be doing this entirely using blueprints inside of Unreal Engine 4. we're going to be creating a variety of mechanics for the game, such as a true first-person camera, a hunger system, progression systems where you can only get to areas if you obtain the key, and many more things. Now, hopefully over the duration of this tutorial, really cool stuff. Now, before you watch this video, I do highly advise that you go ahead and check out my Unreal Engine 4 beginners, so take the lead and create stuff of your own. So if you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it using the thumbnail in the top left hand corner. And we're also going to be going over how we can create a project. So I'm just going to go to File, New Project, or you can do this from your launcher, and you just make sure you use the third person template. So the reason for this is because we're going to be working with a true third person camera, what we're going to be doing is essentially moving the camera, chucking it into the head so we can actually see the arms moving and all of that stuff. If we use the first person camera, we can't actually see the arms, it's just a gun, and there's not really much of the body left over. So we're going to use the third person, we're going to highly adjust the camera system to make it be exactly how we want it. So now that we've got that selected, just go ahead and make sure it's set to desktop, maximum quality, and include the starter content, because everyone loves starter content. It's absolutely brilliant. So now that we've done that, I'm going to go ahead and give it a project name, and for me, I'm just going to call this created one. So what I'm going to do is, instead of creating one now, I'm just going to go ahead and dive into the one that I got in the background. The reason for this is because, and here we are. So, first things first, let's go ahead and have with is our blueprints folder. And we got a third person character, and this is actually going to be where we create the majority of our mechanics. So we're just going to be playing around with the third person character. We're going to be moving things like the camera to actually get the... For those of you that don't actually know what a hunger system is, it's essentially a system where the player has like a little hunger bar, and the longer they go without the food, the lower the bar gets. And once it gets down to 0, when he's starving basically, it's going to pretty much just kill him off. And with how to get a progress bar for the hunger, I'm also going to create some fancy graphics for that as well inside of Photoshop, and all the assets that I create. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start setting up the hunger system. So as always,